Mean girls or friends that had a simple disagreement and decided to take some time to reflect on their actions and get it together. I hope the apology is as loud as the disrespect y'all was having in them girls' comments. Y'all was dragging them through the mud. And what's so interesting about Love Island is the fact that the fans decide that they are going to make a person something that they feel they are. Whole time these people are all friends. Same for Austin and Amaya. When Amaya was giving him a hug to leave, she was boo-hooing. Yes, they just got into it real bad at the fire pit, but hell, when you with your friends for a long time on vacation, they start getting on your nerves too. When Alandria and Huda had that conversation, I said, wow, the internet's gonna be pissed. Y'all were enjoying this disconnect, this scuffle, this breakup, which was actually best for the girls on the island because they need to navigate how to be in these new friendships. Clearly, there was some disconnect between communicating how everybody really felt. The game was to stand on business, and what did Amaya say? 10 toes down on the ground is where they stood. I was even more happy when her and Shelly had a conversation because Shelly was like, I was gonna give you some grace and just say simply, let's talk later, but then you said, it's just a game though. And me, I hate when a bitch gotta say extra. I just told you we gonna talk later. Now I'm extra mad. So basically she blew it up a bunch more because she made an extra comment. And don't get on this internet acting like y'all holier than thou because y'all know when you get into it with somebody and they say something under their breath or they say a little extra and you trying to be nice, that'll take you there. Luckily, they all realized that they was just doing too much and that they can kumbaya and be friends again. Now that that headline is done, make sure y'all go back and get to following them girls because y'all was doing too much. The conversation Zach and Amaya had just was not a conversation at all. I'm starting to be confused on where the show is going because it's supposed to be Love Island and a lot of these people are not in love or even getting close to it. Now, Zach saying, hey, I really didn't want to kiss you in the real world. I wouldn't have did that. I was not feeling it, but I just went with the flow. I could see why Amaya would be pissed because why wouldn't you just speak up? But from his point of view, you were in a desperate situation. You had to make a move. And then he's also interested in Alandria, but Alandria is a little more reserved. So in his mind, he's like, okay, well, maybe I should go with the person that likes me. Maybe I'll give her a chance. There's a level between trying to find your connection in the house and then manipulating people. I think that Zach was genuinely trying to find his connection and stay in the house and looking forward to exploring things with Amaya, but it just didn't go anywhere. But then there's Taylor, who was exploring with Alandria, and you could tell from the beginning that he wasn't really feeling her like that, but he still continued to explore her because there were no other options for him when he simply could have told her like, this ain't working for me, been honest and kept exploring. I think that's why I respect Pepe so much because he's not dragging it. He like, boo, this don't work. It just don't work. And that's what everybody should be on this island. But a lot of people play it safe. Anyways, the conversation doesn't end well with Zach and Amaya. She storms off. The boys are like, look, yeah, if everybody's having the same issue with her, it's not a you thing, it's a her thing. Some of them are like, but you need to know when to speak up and when not to speak up because that was not the time or place. Speaking of other people that was not the time and place for was Ace. Shelly's pissed because Ace brought up their business in front of everybody. And I agree. I don't need my man airing out our business. Yes, we talked about it. We did not come to an agreement, but we could have had another conversation about it later. I thought that was messy. However, he did bring her breakfast. I think that's cute. With one flower this time, though. He ain't still the people whole garden. But somebody that's upset at you and still doing kind gestures is somebody that genuinely likes you. I really hope they get it together because they did not have a conversation this episode. They went immediately into the challenge and there's still things up in the air. I did feel bad for Grayson, but she absolutely needed to go home. Pepe's not feeling her. He needed to go with her because he's not feeling anybody. Amaya and Brian was a cute little surprise, but my thing about this show is I'm not about to keep guessing who might be with who because y'all don't like each other the very next day. It looked like a strong couple and then bam! She got hit by a truck. No, I'm kidding. It's just not. And it's like, what is going on over there? I just don't want Brian to be with Maya just because she's the last option though, because he's had time to be there and reach out to people and talk to people, and he just has chosen not to reach out to her. And she pulled him for a chat to just kind of tell him thank you. But with it being limited options in the house, the only person he can now talk to is basically Iris. As for Alandria and Taylor, we're done with the conversations. I don't know why he told Clark I still needed to have a conversation with her. I don't want it to be disrespectful. I'm not going enough. She said what she needed to say. I'm glad she told the girls that chapter is dead and gone. We're over it. And I mean, she was just sharing her piece with Clark. I respect that she told Clark, I don't have no beef with you if you want to talk about it, whatever. But like, just make sure you explore because she definitely needs to explore. Taylor, stay on the chopping block. And honestly, rightfully so. At the end of the day, he had ample time to tell Landria he didn't like her. He just never did it. And when somebody else liked her and she had time to invest in other people, he blocked it. And he kept breadcrumbing her like, bro, just say you don't like her. I think this is making Clark realize like, okay, maybe there's something that I'm not seeing. But I will say Taylor does seem to really like Clark. And she seemed like she liked him back. So they probably won't be going anywhere, but we'll see because we never know. What we do know is that Huda wrote on that paper about Grayson. And Chris is dead wrong because he's going to tell Adrena to swap places because she didn't tell everybody that she had wrote the letter until 2 rounds later, knowing that Huda never told anybody that she wrote that paper about Grayson. Unless Chris says something or it comes up in this imaginary movie night because it don't seem like it's happening, That's going to be very messy. Unfortunately, Andrina got played. The girl came in the house. She was a bombshell. She had a good connection. And then immediately he gets sent home. And then right after she goes to Casa, she comes back. She doesn't really like the boy from Casa. She wants to keep exploring. Pepe's so closed off. He needs to go home. Now she's just like not with anybody. And she's literally playing the game how it's supposed to be played. You're supposed to be finding love, not sticking with people for comfort. Sierra gets on my nerves for standing behind Taylor because honestly, y'all sit up in Iris and TJ's face all day acting like y'all the married couples of the villa and y'all don't stand behind TJ? It makes no sense. Like, I think they're just legit wanting to be the only couple that's closed off in this very moment, and it's so not fair. As much as I didn't want TJ and Iris to win, I at least thought they would be in the top 3 because they're the only people that genuinely like each other. Also feel bad for Iris because the America put her with Jeremiah to begin with to start all this mess. Then she finally finds somebody she likes. They send her to Casa. She comes back, is with him for a couple days. They do the boom boom in the room room. Well, outdoors because they're respectful and classy. And then bam, they take her man. You really confused. Confused. That's how confused I am. I can't even get the words out. The love on the island is missing. I don't know what's going to happen next. I'm actually not excited to see anybody continuing to develop. I do hope Ace and Shelly can close off soon because they seem like a good match for each other. But other than that, like, I feel like we've lost the plot. The only satisfying thing this episode was the fact that the girls got back cool and the people need to eat their words for talking about them. That's literally it. But child, we'll see what happens next time, girl. I got to go. Bye.